Caste issues have been well documented and associated with the Hindu religion of India. Perhaps justifiably so, but certainly it would be unfair to relegate the entirety of a social stratification system on one religion and one region. While most of the world admits there is a stratification of labor in the world, few people recognize that the apparent Hindu social hierarchical order of Brahmins versus Shiddar exist in other places. I actually find that this present pyramid parallels the social hierarchical caste system of Muslims in South Asia. Has anyone wondered where the idea of a Maulvi first came? While in our Prophet's time there was no such thing as a Maulvi, a Qadi, a Qari, a Mufti, a Hafidh, an Imam, while our religion was built upon the son being able to lead his father's janazah, the father being able to marry his daughter. While this religion started off in emancipating people, where on earth did this religion embrace Brahmins? The idea of Muslim clergy never existed in the first few centuries of Islam's early expansion. However, we see it solidify after Islam enters new foreign lands, and this is especially true once as Islam penetrates within India. It is well documented that the expansion of Muslim conversion in India was done that by Sufi saints. These Sufi saints were both Sunni and Shia and followed multiple caravans of different Muslim invaders and traders. They were Turkic, Persian, and Arab. They came into the Punjab, Sindh, and southern India, all with their own version and message. However, something that was common amongst all these different Sufis was they were highly opportunistic. The majority of their focuses of conversion were always around the elite Hindu society. Before we can talk about Maulvis, we have to talk about the conversion of elite Hindus. When Sufi mystics first arrived on the plains of India, they realized that India already had a sophisticated social hierarchical system with Brahmins at the top. Now, Brahmins were not only leading religious figures, but they were also the leading scientists and philosophers. Once successfully converting Brahmins, these sages called them Sayyids. The parallel that the Sufi saints saw was that Brahmins had a certain set of skills that they did not want to lose once they converted to Islam. And to maintain their social order within a Muslim context in South Asia, they elevated the Brahmins to the noble name of Syed, associating them with a noble religious ranking that close to the Prophet. Similarly, as conversions increased, other groups that were not as elevated as Brahmins also converted to Islam. For example, the Vaishyas, which were typically merchants and tradesmen within the middle social stratification of Indian society. The Sufi mystics did not want to disrupt the disorder and take these middle-ranking people and elevate them to the top, and therefore they created a new Muslim class called the Sheikhs. Within the Sheikhs, you'll see names like Siddiqui, Usmani, Faruqi, and many others who typically are middle-ranking Muslim class people who required to be tradesmen and merchants to make their livelihood. These people are parallel to their ancestral roots within the Indian hierarchical system. Once again, similarly, as Hindus continue to join Islam, hopefully in not only seeking religious freedom, but also social stratification freedom, the lower class Shudra, which were typically non-skilled, non-capital owning laborers, once they joined the Muslim society, they also were not able to uplift themselves in a social stratification system. Most of these people are regarded as Jura, Jamar, Bhangi, and many other terms which might be classically used in common language as derogatory terms. However, these people were classically undereducated, underfunded people who have existed within the Indian Hindu system and now exist within the Muslim system. Islam is not perfect. In fact, it operates like a organizational system stratifying people for an agenda. Islam, when it first started, was built on emancipating all sorts of people, including slaves and women. However, it quickly turned into a very powerful pyramid-style hierarchical system. And that's where we come to the idea of a Maulvi. The only way that the Muslim community was able to establish a papacy when there was no papacy inherent in the Quran or in the Sunnah was to copy the models by other successful communities. For example, the Indian caste system.